Hi, very warm welcome to Dusty Shelf Collectibles. Today's video we're going to be building some platform pieces from Metcalfe. Yeah, hi. So if you've been following or seen any of my other videos, you'll know that I'm building a layout in Hornby Dublo 3-rail, so sort of vintage layout. Not really too scenic. I'm trying to keep it as traditional as I can, and the base is very crudely done. You know, it's not going into sort of the kind of scenic layer that I would kind of like on my layouts. But one of the things I did want to do is put a platform on there. So I've got a couple of platform buildings that I'll review in another video. But just want to make some platform pieces. Here's one that I've done before. Came out of this kit from Metcalfe. They retail about £15. It's a cardboard kit, and essentially it's just put together with super glue. Metcalfe kits, I really rate them. I love putting them together. They're very straightforward. They give you a lovely finish. They've got a certain look to them. You know, they're not to everybody's taste, but I use them a lot. I've got them all over my layouts. So anyway, to go over to the bench and let's build some pieces. Okay, so the Metcalfe kit, as I say, made of cardboard. They're cardboard construction. Some of them do have some laser scored wood in there and other pieces, but generally they're card. You can get them in 00HO scale, as you see here. They also come in N gauge. If you look on their website, they do a full range of anything you can think of. They've probably got a kit of it. This one came from my local model shop, John Duckfield, £15. Which is, you know, really good price for this. The kit, as it says here, I mean, it does say it's very versatile, but it is a custom kit. It can be made into any shape that you like. So what you get inside, let's just go through this very quickly. Basically some boards which form the platform edge or the platform top. You get several of these in the kit. You can see I've already used it for some. The front walls and rear walls, as well as also the wall that goes along the back of the platform. Where is it? There it is. So here we got this edge, and then the wall should you want to put it in. We then have the bit that runs along here, like the capping stones. And then at the end here, if you want to finish the wall at one end, you've got a little piece here for making the wall. And then a variety of different formers and supports that go underneath. There's all kinds of different shapes there that you can see here. These front and rear walls are double thickness. This end wall is triple, quadruple thickness through here. And these are the other formers that you make up to sort of support the platform. One of the things I did do when I first built these, I didn't pay attention too much, and what I've done is I've actually got a recess at the end here. You can see that I put the former inside, which was a bit of a mistake. When you come to put two platform pieces together, I did have another piece around here just to demonstrate this. So when you bring these two pieces together at this end, like so, in an ideal world, these two would touch absolutely square on, and you just apply some glue to these two pieces to bring them together. Not only did I not get the ends perfectly level with some of the walls overhanging, but I also managed to undercut and recess in these bits. So when I came to put these platforms together on one of my layouts, it took me quite a while to sort of re-jiggle the joint, get the joint perfect, and then I had to space out in here to get them to adhere to each other. So I'm going to be careful of that this time around, try and get it as square as I possibly can. So leaving to one side the formers, let's see all the little pieces I had around me, and just looking through the instructions very quickly. I mean, it gives you, they're very basic really to make. You know, it's not complicated at all. Shows you how to make the strengtheners, shows you how to cut the ramps. If you're doing ramps at either end, you can see there's the formers for creating ramps for the end of the platform. And then this is as I say, with it being universal, you can make any shape that you want. So basically you take your square sheets of baseboard or the top of the platform, you lay these down, you mark them into the curvature that you need, so you can follow any radius of track. You can make them as tight or as elongated as you like. You just cut them to shape, and then the front and rear edges, you just bend them along the edge. I mean, it's not too complicated. So I'm going to go ahead and just work out what I want to make, and then we'll make a couple of these on camera, and I'll show you where they're going on the layout. So as always, I've got my flat card here, my trusty cutting pad, the knife, and for these kits, as I've mentioned before in some of my videos, I use super glue. I use this industrial grade super glue, which you can get from many of the tool shops and DIY shops. Use this on there. This one is a high viscosity, low viscosity. So this one is quite runny. This one's a little bit thicker. You use it for different areas. And then this Acti spray, which is an activation agent. So once you put this on, it gives you an opportunity to move things around a little bit. And then if you give this a spray, it sets off the glue in a couple of seconds. So once you've got it in the position you want, as long as you've got a spare hand for the spray, you just give it a little spray and off it goes. Very, very strong glue. It is a little bit more potent than what you'd get in your supermarket, so obviously a little bit of caution with it. But it, as I say, with using the activator, it just makes life a lot easier, so I would recommend that. So just looking through the bits and pieces I've already got a piece of platform cut there, and I've got a station building here, which is going on the layout. And just looking at it in terms of its position, it does seem pretty good for this width. So the width that's been cut here is 80mm, so I'm going to follow that. So I'll just cut another length of this to be sure. So let me just mark this out, bear with me. And 80 at that end. And between the two, oh, I can't see that anymore. That's better. Okay. I'll just get this perfectly lined up. Okay, let's get this cut. So if you can get hold of a metal rule rather than a plastic one for this kind of thing, it's always handy. Means your knife doesn't stray into the plastic. I've had plenty of the non-shatterproof ones where I'll cut a line and then when I've looked again, the knife has wandered onto the plastic and I've not had a perfectly straight cut. There you go, that's not too bad at all. So I'm going to build this on camera and then I'll build the rest at my leisure. So the first thing we do is we find edging strips. So these little pieces here, I'm going to cut those off, run along the platform edge to form the overhang. So I'll just slice those out so we've got those to hand. That's it. Okay. And then, right, just want to, where's my knife gone? I basically want two of these edges. So I'm just going to cut those out, which will form the front and rear of the platform. There's that one. And one over here. Perfect, they should come away. So. Right, and then on this piece here, we can cut some formers. Probably only need the 2 of them maybe on this. Maybe I'll cut 3. Let's just do 2. Right, let's glue these formers together first. We've got a bit of platform over there for now. So, take a bit of the glue, a bit onto here like so, and then like I say, just a little bit of a spray. That one's run out. Let's try this one, and then just wrap that round. And that should go off in a couple of seconds like that. Same again. Tiny bit of glue on there, and then we just wrap that round like that. Obviously making sure the 2 edges are lined up. It's quite important. Right, taking out platform, we're now going to run the overhang. It's probably a technical term for it, but I don't know what that is. Along the edge now. One of these edges is not as good as the other one, so that's not too good. This one's perfect, so I'm going to use this edge. What I'll do, as you can see, I'll just run a little bit of glue down here. Like that. I'll put a bit of tissue and wipe the excess off. Go. Okay. Okay, and let's get the next one in. Perfect. Okay, and then one more just to finish off the edge. What I'll do is I'll just I'll glue this on and then I'll cut it afterwards so it gets exactly the right length. There you go. Perfect. Not quite dry yet. Okay, job's a good one. Right, one of these. Now these are going to fit down the side. Hopefully they're not the same length as the platform. Okay, not to worry. Right, so that's where these other strips come in handy. We can cut those and use them to reinforce the length of the wall. So I'm just going to cut this first. So check this to length. Okay, and I want to take that amount off. Okay, so that's not going to be too bad. Let me just cut one of these to length. Right, now let's glue this onto here. So this is my extension piece I've just cut. It goes on there like that, and I'll just put a little bit more glue on, and then carefully making sure that the bricks line up as best I can. You can see that, yeah, it's not too bad at all, barely shows. Perfect. Okay, right, so that is going to sit along the front of the platform here, and what I'm going to do is where it's got half a brick, you can see there's a full brick at the top and half a brick at the bottom. I'm going to put the half brick at the lower part, so I'll just run a little bit of glue down there. This off. Okay, I'm just going to drop that. And just to repeat what I always say, if you want to know how to do this properly, there are plenty of better videos on YouTube and on the internet that will give you full guidance on how to build these absolutely spot on. But I'm just doing it the way that I see fit. Let's give that a second to dry. There you go. Right. Okay, so that's in. Right. Now, what I found with the previous model, I think I explained this earlier, when you put these onto the model, the mistake I made before is I recessed them in. Actually, what you want to do is make sure they line up absolutely perfectly with the end, because then when you do glue the two platform pieces together, you've actually got something to adhere to. Obviously, if they're underset like that, you've now got to pack them out, and it just creates additional work. So just a tiny bit of glue on there. And I'm also going to glue that face, and these will, once these are glued on, obviously they're going to hold the leading or the front edge of the platform vertical so they'll be straight, so it kind of squares the whole thing up and also gives it support. So I'll just give that a second to dry. There you go, and let's do the other end. Okay. And this is why I cut this to the length of the part, because I knew I was going to drop the reinforcer in there. So again, same thing at this end. A little bit of glue along that edge. Just remove that. That's not gone. Let me just spray a little bit of this in there. Need a fresh can, I think. Yeah, that one's gone as well. Okay. Right, that's set. So there you go. That's the edge, leading edge, or the engine edge of the platform done. Right. And moving on to the rear, much the same. I'm going to cut a small piece of this to form the overhang, and then go ahead and do the other side. Right, it's the same process here. Glue this small part on first. Let me just make sure which way round, that way round. bit here. Let's just bring those together. Let them set off. Perfect. Right, I'm actually going to need some more of my some more of those reinforcers, so I shall cut a couple more of these out. Perfect. Okay. I think I'm actually going to run out of these little triangular reinforcements. I'm going to have to make some. It shouldn't be too difficult. They're not exactly complicated. Let me just get that little spray. You see, with a tiny bit of spray on there, that goes off instantly. So makes life quite easy. Right, this one I'm going to do slightly differently because I want the real wall to line up perfectly. I'm actually going to glue it onto this strip first. So making sure that it's round that way, because obviously that's going to sit in there. Apply some glue here. Bring this onto the page. This one doesn't need to go right to the end. It's probably best to recess it back a little bit to give it a little bit of space. That goes on there like so. Yep. Okay, and the same at this end. Just get rid of that bit. There we go. Right, I've got a bit of glue on that pad. Right. Okay, let's apply some glue to this edge. Carefully try and align it along the part. Going to lift that back off. I'm not happy with the position it's in. Wish I hadn't stuck that so hard. That's alright, that's fine. Just apply the glue back on there for a second. I had it too far along, so this end was overhanging. And there wasn't enough wall at the other end to finish it nicely. That's better. So I'm just going to apply that right to that edge. Okay. Let's get that lined up to there. That's good. So there you go, that's the start of the platform. You can see the construction. For this particular bit I don't need any rear walls because when I put my building on there, which I put down somewhere, there it is. You can see once the building is on there, there'll be no need to, I'll be putting a little bit of wall either side down here, but until I've done the other pieces I need to know the exact length that I need. So I'm going to carry on and make some more pieces, and so I've been busy making some more formers just from a piece of card. These are the ones that came with the kit, but I don't have enough of them. What we're going to do is just this particular piece is going to form the ramp at one end of the platform. So what you do, it's 56 millimeters. I'm just going to check that measurement. Sorry, there it is, 56 millimeters, that's right. So 56 mil to here. $56 on that side. And what you do is you just score it, score the platform. You can, I like to score it on the underside, but I mean you can score it on the surface if you like, but score it on the surface does you know, it does lead to it cracking across here rather than keeping the edge quite nice. So you can see there I've now got quite a distinct ramp formed. And then it's the same procedure as before, the only difference being when you glue the edge of the platform on, obviously don't, well, I suppose you could do it like this, but I tend to do it with it sitting either side, like so. So let's pick the leading edge. This will be the leading edge, so let me just glue these on. Like so. That's that. Glue this piece down here. Just checking what you can actually see on the camera, sorry. Like so. Cut that one. That's done. Right. There's the other one. Okay. Let's just run this down here. Yeah, I thought about using some of the reinforcing parts in there, but I don't think I've got enough pieces to make all the bits that I need for the walls and other, you know, finishing parts. So I'm going to hold fire on that for now. So again, exactly the same as we did before. I'm going to run this glue along this leading edge. Make sure I get the right one. Make sure that that's up against the edge all the way along. I do need to extend this a little bit, I forgot to do that. I'll do that in a second. end, like so. And as I say, I need to extend this a tiny bit. So looking for my cuts that I had. Where did I put them? Perfect. Okay, same as before, making sure that I've got it up the correct way, that way round. Okay, and a small piece of this. That goes on there like so. I'm just going to put a little bit more glue on there so I can drop it straight in. There you go, spot on. Right, and then these end pieces I'm going to drop in here. Let me just like so. Okay, that's done. And the same at this end, I'm going to use one of these formers. I'm just going to put this in to hold the edge upright. Oh, got completely round the wrong way. Let's glue it here. That's it. Okay, like that. And I'm just going to pull that edge up. There you go. Yeah, I didn't realise the camera wasn't rolling, so I've done exactly the same on the other side. You can see I've glued the formers in exactly the same with a flush edge, and this edge is overhanging. And that's basically all there is to creating the ramps at either end of the platform. You can glue those in, and you see they'll sit nicely together, form a continuous platform. So I'm going to carry on. I've got plenty more to make, and then we'll come back for the finishing touches and putting the wall on the rear in a bit. I've got my 3 parts assembled here, so next job is to put them together. So when I line these up, although I've tried to get them so that the ends are flat, obviously there is a little bit of a, you see they're not quite square there. So all I'm going to do is just run them gently over some sandpaper and doing them in that direction so as not to rip up the surface. Along the top where it's going to show, so that's not bad at all. So I'll just do the same on here. Yeah, that's good. And as I say, because we put the formers right at the end, when these go together, there's a nice surface there to adhere to. The plan with this eventually is I will glue the platforms actually down on the layout so that they stay attached to the layout, and then the buildings I'll allow the buildings to lift off should I want to move it. So these don't have to be absolutely perfect on the bench here, but I'll get them as good as I can. So anyway, I've glued the platform sections together, and you can see here I've got a really nasty joint, which isn't too good. But with a lot of the Metcalfe kits, they give you these sticky sheets, which are sort of repair patches and you know, hide all sins. So what I'm going to do is just going to stick this little piece over here and get the back off of it. There we go. And I'm going to line it up on this side. Just through there. And just check that the far end's lined up. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. You can see just by dropping that on there, it's hidden all the sins of that joint. I'm going to do the same for this one. I'm not too worried about the front because obviously it's with it being the edge of the platform, it'll take your eye away from it. And obviously I've got some covers to go on here as well, just to hide those joints. So you can see I've covered up the platform there. I've added the two back pieces in, and there was also a blemish here where I think I put a fingerprint on it or something, but I've covered that over as well. So that's that bit done. Next step is platform edging, self-adhesive strip that comes with the kit, and it's just a case of literally peeling it off and applying it along the edge of the platform. So I'll just go ahead and do that. This really does turn it from a, you know, a very cardboardish kit to something that's beginning to look the part on your layout. So that's that one. Let's get to the next strip. This one I'm actually just gonna cut that with a pair of scissors. So make sure I get the black edge of the tile showing. Do that from about there. That's it, look at that, perfect. Make sure I get that lined up. Right, so that's the edging strip on. Some of it's still lifting and I'm pushing down bits that I see, but that's not too bad at all. And I did actually cover up these little joints just so it's continuous and looks okay. For the back of the platform, on this particular one, I want to put a picket fence along. So this is the Hornby moulding that clips onto the plastic Hornby platform pieces. And what I've done is I've just sliced the lower portion off and dusted it with some white paint. Obviously out the mould, these are sort of this offish white. I wanted a white picket fence, so that's what I've done there, and I'm going to put that along the back here. These pieces here, what I'm going to do is take these, let's get some of these off of here, and then we can put those on as I'm speaking. So these are also the capping stones for the walls, but they form an ideal piece to put along the back of the platform. So let me show you one of these. So what I'm going to do is just glue this just along the edge here, but just enough so that it overhangs very, very slightly along the edge of the platform. So it'll be something like that. And then when I drop in the picket fence, this bit will hide the edge down there. Like so, and you can see it on the back there. Once I put the fence in, that's going to look pretty good. So, unfortunately, that wasn't the best success. So this bit along here, I tried to cut a slither. It looked bloody awful. So ripped all of that off. I've obviously made a mess along the edge of the platform. But once the building is on there, wrap it around, you're not going to see a great deal. Obviously, bring that over so it's flush. It's just this bit in the middle. And I'll put a little bit of, you know, sort of grass or something on there, just some detailing. So yeah, not perfect success, but not the end of the world. So next job, to get the picket fences in. As I say, I've sprayed these, just given them a dust over with some white. I'm just going to glue those onto there like so. So let me get those in, and yeah, I'll show you when. Okay, into the home stretch. So I've got my fencing glued on. Just the tiniest bit. Right, so then what I'm going to do is just, with the PVA, mixed with the tiniest bit of water, I'm just going to go along this lower edge. I'll make it fairly random. I'll just put the brush down and then take a pinch of this. I'll just sprinkle that along. So this is just, you know, you can get this from any model shop or hobby store. It's just grass cuttings, I guess, with the little bits of detailing that come in a packet, and just sprinkle it on, glue it. And as always, like I say, you know, if you want to know how to detail properly and make things look perfect, there are 100 videos that will tell you how to do it better than I do. Some along there. I'm going to hide that joint with some material. I appreciate this isn't on camera, but let me just you can see I'm just gently sort of randomly putting the adhesive on. Let's grab a little bit more out of the bag. Just sprinkle that along that edge. Leave my daughter outside. Yeah. Not bad, I'm quite pleased with that actually. Right, I'm just going to do a little bit more on the in here. Okay, so I've gradually built up the look I was looking for along the front there, which hides some of the joints and things. I've added a little bit of grass along the back of the fence. All in all, not too bad at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on the layout and I'll take some pictures and yeah, finish the video there. So you see with the building on there, that's going to look pretty good. So thanks for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed it, and join me again next time.